Hello everyone and welcome to some MiSTer FPGA news. This week we will be talking about the HDMI CEC Enabler, a new revision to the MiSTer Pi FPGA, a USB-C to 5-volt adapter, newly released arcade cores, and more. Also, check out my channel sponsor MiSTer Add-ons, a place where you can get all your MiSTer needs, things like full MiSTer setups, accessories, I/O boards, and more. Now let's get to the news. Greg from LaserBear showed off a prototype version of the CEC Enabler, a device that helps you control your MiSTer FPGA through HDMI CEC. The device is very small, so it won't be intrusive if you want to keep a clean setup. With the CEC Enabler, you can control the MiSTer FPGA menu via a TV remote. This is a godsend for people who use SNAC because the menu is inaccessible through SNAC. The reason a device like this is necessary is because the DE10 Nano has some issues with HDMI CEC and eARC. Also, if you are a RetroTink 4K owner, Greg is working on supporting the scaler. If he can get the RP2040 to talk to the Tink over USB, then it's a simple change to the design to add an input USB port. Taki Udon posted a 3D rendering of a future revision of the MiSTer Pi. This revision can support BGA SD-RAM or standard SD-RAM. Just what is BGA SD-RAM? BGA stands for Ball Grid Array, and it's a way of surface mounting chips directly onto a PCB. So this means that there is going to be a version of the MiSTer Pi with built-in SD-RAM. Taki says that this will simplify their production process. Users who already have a RAM chip they want to use will still have the option to buy the bare board for $99. This new revision will be available starting with batch 3. The pricing for this new revision has not been announced. So now we will have two DE10 Nano alternatives that have built-in SD-RAM. There is the board from QMTech and soon Retro Remix board. RetroFrog is going to provide another option for QMTech MiSTer FPGA owners. Recently, an image of their upcoming case was posted and it's a really nice looking case. The case is still currently in development. Another post showed off the QMTech case with the Taptor enclosure. On top of this setup was the same setup using Retro Remix board. So now RetroFrog has case options for owners of all compatible MiSTer FPGA boards. That includes QMTech's, Retro Remix, and the original DE10 Nano. RetroFrog is also working on a USB-C to 5-volt adapter for MiSTer FPGA setups. If you're someone who wants all of their devices to be powered via USB-C, then this is the adapter for you. It also comes with a power switch, so you don't have to unplug your MiSTer setup to turn it off. So far, the device has been in testing for months and is compatible with the original DE10 Nano and QMTech FPGA boards. It is also said that with a small adapter, it can also work with the MiSTer Pi. Wikawaka's Irem M90 core has been officially released, so you can now get it through the standard update methods. The core currently supports Bomberman and Bomberman World. Other variants of the M90 arcade boards are not supported yet, but will be added soon. Here are what other games can be supported with the other hardware variants. Hasamu, which is a Mahjong game. Match It, this is a puzzle game. Quiz F1 1.2 Finish is a trivia quiz game. And Risky Challenge, which is another puzzle game which seems to be a game that mixes the gameplay of Tetris and Lemmings. Developer Raki has released a beta core for the Konami Bubble system. During this beta phase, the core is available to Patreon subscribers. I haven't been able to try out the core, so I'm not sure if all Bubble system games are working or just some. But here is a list of Bubble system games: Galactic Warriors, Gradius, Hyper Crash, Konami RF2 Red Fighter, and Twinbee. I know at least Twinbee and Gradius should be supported, as Twinbee was a game that Raki has been giving us many updates on. I say Gradius too because an issue in the game is mentioned on the GitHub. One of my favorite arcade wrestling games is now available for everyone to download. Protego recently released the WWF Super Stars core to the public. Update your MiSTer now to obtain it. The developer of WWF FPGA has posted a video regarding the latest updates to the project. First, let me tell you just what WWF FPGA is. Previously called Golem FPGA, it is an alternate MiSTer firmware that's concentrating more on ease of use. The video goes over the initial setup process and how you would go about using the system. Some cool features I like about the project are, there's multi-user support. This will let you create accounts for different users, and each user will have their own saves, save states, favorites, games list, and more. There are also sorting options that allow you to sort games by the last game played. That's super helpful for quickly getting to your most recently played games. There are options to launch games through keyboard shortcuts. For example, you can set the system to launch Sonic the Hedgehog by assigning a custom keyboard hotkey, like Control 1. So every time you hit Control 1 on your keyboard, Sonic the Hedgehog will launch. Check out the video if you have any interest in this project. There's also a dedicated forum to talk about it, and you can also support the developer on Patreon. So that's it for this episode. Please also try to support Sorge, the maintainer of the MiSTer project, and other MiSTer developers and contributors on support platforms such as Patreon and Ko-fi. Their hard work allows us to enjoy this amazing project. I also provided links to all my sources in the description. Make sure to also check out RetroRGB.com to see my MiSTer news videos in blog form and to get more retro-related content. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, and if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and this bell icon so you can get notified of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.